Oh, life is bigger. It's bigger than you. You are not me. The links that I will go to, the distance in your eyes. Oh, life is bigger. It's bigger than you. You are not me. The links that I will go to.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Sometimes it does get a little burdensome to cross after Bear that for whatever reason I understand how to rule the world. Like social engineering and psyops and how people are manipulatable and what rulers actually have to go through and how they do it.
I see as clear as day.
Most people don't. You know, you're given that for a reason. You know, the good news is there's got to be a reason I know this stuff. And I think it's because, you know, God granted me this insight. Social engineering is my aptitude doesn't begin to explain it. And that's being nice. I know it might sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I'm not. This is literally a burdensome gift. Do you know how few people understand how to rule the entire world through spells?
Spells?
Are you sure you want to do this, son? You want to go to war with me?
How you guys doing? This is Covert Radio. And this is brutally honest, fearlessly unapologetic talk radio. Covert Radio is delivering the highest level of discerning insight into events, people, and the contrived lies of the demented time. Oh, we got a banger. We got a banger. Well, we got a banger coming up this weekend. You know, it's been a little while, but, you know, I was watching this last video. You know, people kept watching it. So I was like, oh, well, we'll just give it some time. And, you know, I like doing that because the longer videos, I think people kind of, you know, there's a lot of people that listen to them in one rip. But, you know, there's a lot of people that'll listen and they'll go do something and then come back to it. And there was such important information in that video that, like, I think it took people a few listens to really ingest everything that was put down there. And, you know, there's actually a few things I need to update. I didn't include it. There's a reason. I may get into that in this, but I don't want to make this too long because we do have a longer one coming up. It's probably going to be tomorrow or Saturday, and it's unbelievable. It really is. There's something going on that, like, it's across the board. I mean, it really is across the board. It really is the year that these charlatans and grifters are gonna go down, and or at least be held accountable, because I have a video coming up with Dr. Umar Johnson and Owen. It's an unbelievable correlation, and it's unmistakably connected. And that's what that video is about. If you liked the one video Covert Radio did with InfoWars, Owen Benjamin, Stratfor, I'll link that in the description. This is along that vein of information, and you're really going to enjoy it. You're going to get a lot of new information out of that. And there's probably a lot of you that have no idea who Dr. Umar Johnson is. La Fatunde, Frederick Douglass, Marcus Garvey Academy. Like, it's all a big LARP grift. And the numbers are unbelievably similar to Owen Benjamin. It's actually unbelievable, the correlation between the two, but that's coming up. And like I said, this last video, we did a couple long ones right in a row, like boom, boom, boom. And, that's a lot. And I know that without a steady drop schedule, which is coming up, there's several changes coming up before September. So the only thing I can tell you, honestly, if you want to support this type of media, join the Patreon, because I'm really going to start focusing on Patreon and giving exclusive content on Patreon only. YouTube is being lost by AI, and it's sad. It really is sad. YouTube is getting, it's almost like they're funneling out the voices that are authentic, the voices that have truly unique takes, and they're burying them among AI, whatever ChatGPT says. Now I'm going to make a video because ChatGPT said it. It's like everybody that's authentic and brings real truth, hardcore investigative information, it's being all buried. It's not that we're being drowned out, because we're growing exponentially. I mean, there's more and more subs, and welcome to all the new subs to Covert Radio. Owen Benjamin is not all that I do. This is just something that's on my heart, that there's a void. And, just like the people who keep track of Dr., and I hate to say doctor, but Umar Johnson, because he does not renew his license. It's a whole thing. But anyway, the people that keep tabs on him are doing a terrific job. Shout out to Lennon Honor. Shout out to Monty Woodgrain, the pioneer, really, Monty, in exposing all of this with Dr. Umar Johnson. I kind of talked to him today. And this new video is also going to include activate the sector. This is the festival video. This is the make sure we don't have another black baby sacrificed video. So yeah, this next video is going to be a big one, but I'm going to start moving a lot of unique content over to Patreon, and that's just how it is. I mean, that's just simply how it is. I don't get paid to do this at all. I'm not monetized, and I refuse to just put in a few lines of information into AI and whatever it spits back at me, serve that up to you guys. You're too important. Your time's too important. So those who appreciate this level of information, and again, this is just more than Owen Benjamin, but this is critical that somebody keeps an eye on him and what he has done and what he's doing. So that's coming up. And let's see here. I guess we're just going to jump right into it. There was a couple videos on the Reddit that are just unbelievable. And just to bring new people up to speed, and even Owen himself, just in case you get lost in what this content is. I've said this in many different ways. And this actually is a question at this point. Like, why do you believe you have the right to do what you've done? Is it ego? Is it your? I don't know what it is. I don't know. Only you could answer that. Many people can surmise. People who have known you have made, very significant statements about your mental health and other things like that. And these are people in your real life. Not that this isn't real, but I believe you really have been playing a character for many, 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 many years. You are an actor, and I don't know why you feel you have the right to do what you've done. Do you believe that because you're a little smarter than the people you've targeted, that gives you the right? Do you believe that, oh, they gave me the money. Doesn't matter what I say. They gave me the money. I take the money. I do what I want. I take the money. Because they fell for it? Is that, like, do you believe you have the right to do this because they've, what's the saying? A fool separated from his pocket or something like that. Is that your motto? And I've personally, entertained the idea that this is truly a game for him. This is really this is a modified game of like chess or something where, because really, it's all open-ended. He's left it that way. But I have a serious problem with, the things somebody like Owen Benjamin has been gifted, the fancy boy lolly lifestyle that he's been gifted, the financial freedom that he was given. I mean, not saying he didn't work for it, but come on. You play pretend on a sitcom and make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's work. I mean, come on. Don't ever get that twisted. Okay. You have this elevated position, but yet you abused it. And I've covered this ad nauseum. I've so many ways to Sunday, but you've acted so deplorably to people who have given you not just their money, they've given you time. And see, this is money that they really can't afford. And I was really thinking about this right before I hit record. I was like, $400 to Owen Benjamin is literally nothing. It's nothing. This last video, and I'll also link that in the description, that talked about his fire sale, selling all the property he owned. Well, that was publicly owned, corporate and limited liability corporations, selling all of that, roughly $1.6 million, and then running to northern Idaho, to almost to the Canadian border. Like, and again, that's a number before taxes or whatever. I covered all of that, and I did leave out another property, but I couldn't find any corporate ownership of it. So that's when he was in Hollywood, you get. But $400 to him is literally nothing. And you've taken all this money from these people, to a working guy with a family who thinks, oh, well, wait a minute, $400, I could have 2 weeks every year for my family. We can get yeah, that's a good investment right now. That's a good investment. Let alone the people that were terrified in trauma responding to, what was going on in 2020 with COVID and things like that. Like, what gives you the right? And, $400 again is nothing to him. That's dinner. That's dinner. At a nice restaurant one night, dinner and drinks. But to a working family who thought they were going to be able to go to some, retreat up by the Moye River and camp. I mean, we're not talking like, great accommodations. I mean, there still isn't even a fucking bathroom up there yet. I mean, come on. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, yeah. I saw you bought the Home Depot little hand wash machine. This guy loves Home Depot. And again, this isn't that video. I did want to cover that. He did a video up there from like, look, you get a lamppost, you get that way. Wait, see the path I put down with all the rocks, see? That way you can see. Look, you can walk at the night under the starlight. And a Home Depot plastic light will shine the way that I paid $43 for. And then after you go into the outhouse, you can use this little micro plastic hand wash station that I paid $142 for at Home Depot. Yeah, I did put it in my can. How much? Jesus, I can't. I can't, not already, because I'm already feeling like I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it. I got to play this video. I do not want to make this long because really, we got a banger coming up, but I have to address this because this is so introspective and just so, it just fills in so much. It's almost like I just want to say, Owen, I thought you shut that door. I thought you welded that door shut after Joey Diaz, but no. You wanted to open that door again? Okay, we're going to talk about it, but let's start here. This is a video on Reddit posted by Medium Requirement 5 a day ago. So let's just take a look at this here. Let me see if you guys can see this. Yeah. Okay, here we go. All right, let's hit play. This is a few minutes long here.
I was the one being like, I'm just going to have a little tiny little sliver. And they're like, no, I don't even feel it unless you have like 2 or 3. And I was like, holy shit. And I was like, okay. And then...
Yeah, he's talking about an edible. This is he walked down the same road again that literally changed his entire existence after the Joey Diaz debacle, which I'll remind everybody of that here in a moment. But yeah, he's talking about and taking another edible, and I'll tell you why I believe he thought that this time it'll be this time it'll be different. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I probably should have went to the hospital.
Hey, man, I didn't think we were actually going to do this. My goodness, you're shattering all my myths, man.
About what?
Play some beat.
I don't know what this is about. Again, I don't watch Owen. Thank God for the people on Reddit, for real. And a shout out to everybody on Reddit because, I over the years, I just never was clear enough. And I think a lot of them people hate me. Oh, by the way, I just started a Covert Radio, my first account on Reddit, you guys. I can't wait. I don't really have time to use it, but I've put my 2 cents in here and there, but and I mean, if you think I'm lying, like look across all social media. Do you see me on posting every day on Twitter and Instagram? I do not. I don't have the time. I do not have the time. So why would you mysteriously believe, I know you're on Reddit, and why? I'm on Reddit now, and Covert Radio's on there. If I had so much time, I would be spending it really on Twitter or on X or whatever, you know what I mean? And I get in modes where, I'll pay attention, but Twitter X is literally so toxic to me. Now, that doesn't mean the people on there per se, it's the information that is it throws me into despair. And I'd rather not put it in my input. Reddit, on the other hand, I've always covered Reddit stuff, and I've also said it's toxic for me, but I don't know. I really paid attention recently over the last couple months, and it's pretty cool. And a lot of them people are super smart. They have great content. They watch Owen. They know the right clips. They pick it's perfect. So thank God for you guys, because you've initiated several programs for Covert Radio. These things come up and I'm like, oh my God. But I gotta say this here. Oh, my stomach hurts. I can't laugh. It's not just my stomach. Oh, did I tell you guys you got to lift with your leg? Oh, you know what? I did think I think I said that maybe a month ago now or something. I was going to talk about it. I just don't have it in me. Just don't make me laugh. Listen, you see this? I don't know what this is about, but you see what he's doing? He's watching a movie, and I know from the years I've been on YouTube, this format here is really the Hail Mary pass. This is the very last thing you start doing before you literally just shut it all down. When you have to just sit and watch movies and be like, oh, you see the way he bends the ball? You got it. Right there, you got it. When you use, other copywritten material, movies, and now you're feeding them on Rumble to your audience so you all can sit there and have movie night or movie critique or whatever he's doing. I know, I've seen enough to know that this is the end. When you start doing this is the end. This is the end. Because actually there's another comment on Reddit where it was something like, Owen Benjamin spends 3 hours and 42 minutes talking about how nobody wants to hear what he has to say anymore. Owen, because it doesn't matter. You're full of shit, brother. Don't you you think people are dumb? They're not dumb. Go to Reddit. Those people are super intelligent. They've had you pegged forever, and so have I. So have I. It's very sad what you've done. And I'll say this again, from such an elevated position, such a gifted position, the amount of good you could have done, but you didn't. You didn't help people. You hurt them. You hurt them. And it wasn't 1 or 2 or 5 or 10. The karmic debt you have to pay is astronomical. That's real, Owen. That's real. And I know there's not any spiritual bone in your body. I know more than likely you genuinely cannot relate to human emotion. I genuinely believe that. And I'm not going to throw around, sociopath and narcissism. And I mean, obviously it all applies basically to everybody, but it's to what degree, you know what I mean? And there's a lot of people I know personally in my life that have to mimic how a human might react to certain situations. And really, somebody I studied closely, which was Tommy Sotomayor, was one of them. Tommy did not know how to act human because he did not have empathy. Whether it was, I'm not going to get into it, but it can be traumatized out of people. You know what I mean, Owen? You know what I'm saying? Is it your fault? No. It's not your fault. Owen, it's not your fault, son. It's not your fault. Owen, it's not your fault, okay? But what is your fault is how you've reacted. Listen, I'm not even getting into this. All right, let's just stop. Listen, it's how you've dealt with people, how you chose to deal with people. That is the problem. From your elevated position, your financial elevation, everything you had that most people will never achieve. 98.9% of the bears, other than Permy Bear and the First Class Rico crew. I'm not implying anything. I'm just, that's a name. It's a nickname I gave them. It's like the First Class Wrecking Crew, the musicians. There's only a handful, literal, if that, people that can relate to Owen's financial status. And the vast majority of the bears and the people that literally pay for his life, they will never achieve half of the financial freedom that Owen Benjamin has or had. That says a lot. And instead of trying to empower people, he took more from people that didn't really have it to give. But I do know this, again, when you're watching movies from your little podcast, the end is nigh, okay? The end is nigh. Go ahead.
You being the first half Rickon to play for the Knicks. Come on. Listen to me. You're on. I'm open. I'm open. Okay, here you go. Hey, Benny, man. How long do you think it takes to get famous? For a musician? Or a painter? Whatever. Famous. 4 years? 6 to get rich? First, you're gonna have to dress right, you know? Then you're gonna have to hang out with famous people, you know? Make friends with the right blonde people. Go to the right parties, yeah? Socialite.
What are we doing? What is this? What are we watching? Jesus.
Then...
Hey, I'm about to a bull rush. I'm loving this story. It's awesome. I'm glad you took some weed. Hospital on weed. And they would have laughed your ass off. Sorry, but it's true. Kyneton banned Bull Rush Bear. Let him back in a few days. You're banned. You're banned now. Not for life, but you're out of here.
Oh, no, Owen, are you sure he doesn't have to re-identify himself? Does he have to cleanse and recreate a brand new identity to please you? Are you sure? Just a few days, because saying that going to the hospital for weed. Did you ever look at the back of a $10 bill? Did you ever look at the back of a $10 bill on weed? Did you ever face your inner shadow? Did you ever face your shadow self on weed? Yeah. They would, who knows if they'd have laughed, Owen, but is that a reason to ban a poor fella? Ego. See, that's the other thing about Owen Benjamin is his ego. Like, all it takes is a feather from a duck's ass. A feather from a duck's ass, okay, will shatter his ego at any given moment. So that's exactly what just happened. You saw it real time. A feather from a duck's ass land right on his ego, and this is the blowback. Go ahead.
You're banned now. Not for life, but you're out of here. You want to do a Kyneton, or you want me to ban it? Ban him. I might ban a few more. Maybe you had too much too fast. Maybe you're about to be banned. Time to clean house. If you're gonna say that the hospital, I just told you, Bull Rush Bear, that I think you can die on edible weed. Do you want to go against my fucking batting average? I will literally research this. That shit, the effect on the heart.
I will literally go to the internet and find information for my cognitive bias, you guy, and then I will believe I'm right because the internet said so. I haven't figured out that the internet's one big honeypot of cognitive bias, and you can find information to support anything. Hair dye causes IQ decrease. Wait a minute. No, that's not true, you guy. Just for men causes IQ increase, you get? So yeah, it says right there in an article published in Maxim in 2001. Hey, fella, tired of them gray hairs? Well, how about this? Want a new job with a big IQ just for men? That's not a commercial. That's science, you get? Yeah, so now, big hurt feeling. Don't make me laugh. Big hurt feelings, Bear. Just had a feather from a duck's ass land right on him, and now he's hurt. Now he's embarrassed. Well, he probably doesn't understand what embarrassment is, but so yeah, now he's cleaning house, everyone.
I will literally research this. That shit, the effect on the heart was fucking insane. Okay? I've done, I've ingested a lot of Adderall before.
Huh?
Nothing like this.
What?
Adderall just makes you be like, yeah, I can stay focused on this one task. I have some good ideas for businesses. Edible, this new type of edible, like factory fucking weed is nothing like that shit. I've done cocaine. I've done all that shit. And
Oh,
all it feels to me is like a lot of espresso.
I want some cocaine.
That's a Grateful Dead lyric. I mean, no disrespect. It's fine. I was not even going to tell this story. And then I was like, I'm going to tell the story. That is the point of the stream. I always tell the life experiences. And Amy was like, you should tell the part about the THC. She's like, that's a major part of the story, you know?
Owen, I know what happened. We're going to talk about it. Go ahead.
And I'm like, yeah, but then everyone's going to have a fucking opinion and it's going to be this whole thing. And she's like, yeah, but if you don't tell that part of the story, it doesn't really make as much sense. And I'm like, okay, fine. I'll tell that. I'll include that in the story. And of course, this Boston retard is like, hey, you would have been laughed out of it. Bro, my heart was literally going.
Like an anxiety attack, like a panic attack, like a panic attack. You had an anxiety attack, but it's because of the weed. No, sir. No. You opened the door. You opened the door that you sealed shut. You sealed it shut after you ran to New York dealing with Joey Diaz, right? It's the door you weld shut. But I know why you opened it. In my opinion, I know why you opened it back up. But what you're describing is an anxiety or a panic attack, okay, Owen? It's sad that that's probably one of the only few human emotions. It's sad. It's just sad.
Nobody laughs anyone out of a hospital when your heart is.
I'm going to make a beat out of this, Owen. I'll put you in the creds.
Nobody laughs anyone out of a hospital when your heart is going. And you're literally hallucinating that a light is above you and it's a non-hallucinogenic drug. You fucking dumb Boston trash cunt. Go have some fucking clam chowder with your creamy soup.
And then he can't. This is, he cannot stop. This is what happens. You saw a duck's feather from his ass land on Owen. And this now it's just evisceration. This is the MO. This is the pattern. This is nothing new. He's done it to everybody. And that dared, even put an opinion in that is not in line with whatever he's trying to manipulate people with or what he personally believes. But now he's got to make it personal, just like he's doing now with Curtis Stone. He's bringing Curtis's children into the mix. He's now calling Curtis Stone a PDF publicly, which, boy, you really want. See, I don't understand, Owen. I feel like you can't stop self-sabotaging yourself. Why would you go to that level and publicly accuse somebody of being a PDF? I can't believe you would say that publicly to Curtis Stone. And the ramifications of that are whatever they are on. But it's unreal that you will not stop. You just won't stop. And I don't know where your bottom is, but I do know this: when you have movie day on your free podcast, we're at the end. We're at the end.
It's literally just come.
You got to do your work all.
Hallucinogenic drug. You fucking dumb Boston trash cunt. Go have some fucking clam chowder with your creamy soup. That's literally just come.
You got to do your work all the time when you're not doing that. But I'm talking about the same kind of work, the same style, so people can recognize it and don't get confused, you know? Then once you're famous, airborne, you know?
Anyway. So here's my question. How much money has Bulrush Bear given you, Owen? How much money? How much time? No consideration for any of that, right? There's nothing. Maybe they've not given you enough money. And the fact that I'm assuming now that you call her whatever, I would assume it's a woman. You're real tough with women, aren't you, Owen? Yeah, real tough. She gave me $400, you guy, for the campground, but yeah, is that it? So, you know, I want you guys to remember this too. In my last video, the day he started the Beartaria campground grift, because there's still no campground. There's still no campground. There's a couple little buildings that were built about 5 or 6 years ago that are about the size of a decent walk-in closet. And that's it. And a lamppost from Home Depot. And a hand wash station outside of a hole in the ground. I'm sorry. The bathroom, you guy. He started the grift while I was sitting in a $1 million house in Washington, corporate owned. I covered all of this in the last video. At the time, he was holding roughly another $600,000-$700,000 in real estate. So not only is he in a $1 million house when he was in Washington, he's also sitting on almost $1 million of investments in real estate. I mentioned before that there was a property I didn't include, which was the Marina Del Rey property, a condo. And I couldn't find any corporate ownership of that. That's why. And, well, Amy was tied to it too. So I don't know. I don't know. That's why I never really considered it. Plus, that was in 2017. He sold the Marina Del Rey condo, which was valued at $1,095,000. That's what he sold it for. $1,095,000 in Marina Del Rey. He sold that in 2017. When he sold it, he took that money, and I think it was February of 2017. Early 2017. He took that money. He ran to New York, right? Because something else happened a couple months prior to that, right? He opened a door that he should never, ever, ever open with Joey Diaz. So he took that money minus again. So $1,095,000. Let's call it 7. Let's call it 6.5 to 700,000. Because taxes in California are crazy. I don't know if there was corporate ownership. I could never find it. So I'm going to assume he got reamed with taxes, capital gains. I don't know what he originally paid for it, closing cost, all that shit. I mean, he probably 150 to 2 in taxes. So he ran back home to mommy and daddy with about $700K in his pocket. And that's when he bought the Saranac Lake property that we covered that was under corporate ownership, the Airbnb. He bought that in April of 2017 for $318,000. So he had $700K roughly after taxes and all that, ran home to mommy and daddy to New York a few months after the Joey Diaz episode. And then he buys the Saranac Lake property for $320,000, you might as well say. So now he's down to about $400K, $300 to $400K. But just remember, all of this grift, the Bertaria campground, all of that, it literally started one day after there was a payment that showed up. Now, I'm telling you, I cannot prove in any way to Sunday that Owen, that money, that $45,000 that's in the official record, the docket, the court record, that $45,000 that was paid when Randazza was Mark Randazza was listed as the attorney for all 72 bears for the arbitration. There was a $45,000 payment, and going through all the trajectory, the dates of it all, there's $30,000 for this, $1,000 for that, $3,000 for this. Somebody had stated that Owen had said at one point that it was a life-changing amount of money. The Patreon lawsuit cost him a life-changing amount of money. That was the start of the money loss, right? And again, I covered all of this in the last video, the LLC video. That'll be linked in the description. So right after that, he panicked, sold everything again, and ran to the northern Idaho, almost Canadian border, right? Full panic. So I'm just lining something up here, right? Full-blown something, psychotic break or whatever you want to call it, panic attack, anxiety, whatever happened with Joey Diaz and the Stars of Death, right? Within several months, Owen packs his bags, sells everything on the West Coast, runs home to mommy and daddy in upstate New York. Full panic, okay? And then tries to, in my opinion, extort Patreon for over $3 million for trying to take advantage of some sort of arbitration loophole. Again, I've covered all this in the last video. They didn't acquiesce, so then he was forced to continue on with the lawsuit. Then, again, panicked, sold everything he owned, and, he moved to Idaho. But I want to take a look at Owen's first near-death experience, the big panic of 2016 that caused him to run home to New York. This is what caused him, in my opinion, to sell his condo, run back home to mommy and daddy. Now, the original air date of this was July the 13th of 2016, okay? July the 13th of 2016. And again, about 5 or 6 months later, Owen sold everything and ran to upstate New York. This is the Joey Diaz debacle right here.
Owen Benjamin, what's happened?
Just the stars are kicking in pretty hard.
Fuck yeah, and I wouldn't even let you eat the second one because I know these things smack people around really hard.
I've done comedy now since college, so I was always traveling, so I never really looked forward to more. It's almost like our job is people's party, so it's like you don't live in the frat house, you kind of just go.
Owen Benjamin just gave me a look that I recognize. It's a look that's telling me.
What's that? Oh, I'm crazy high.
Yeah, it's hitting you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
No, but it's cool. Like all your story.
You want more water?
Because you're such a descriptive talker that everything you're saying, I'm like literally seeing in my head.
Get him some water.
It's really fun.
Owen, we feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm just
going to get some air.
Yeah, I'm fucking crazy high though.
Okay, you want more water?
More water.
Yeah,
Joey,
okay,
get him more
let's do
water.
some water. Yeah,
get him water. Yeah, water.
I told you, you wanted to eat too. I saved you because I like
you, man.
Well, that his voice changed a little bit, and I know he stays in a lot more. Tremendous. Yeah, those things are strong, Owen. Yeah, you just relax.
Man.
This is the devil here tonight.
I can barely fucking function.
Oh yeah, no. This is. I want to be around. This is it, man.
Lee laughing. Lee laughing because he's trying so hard not to laugh. He's just like. Wrecked.
I'll be around. This is it, man. Where's the fucking light?
Pick up the pieces when somebody breaks your heart. Somebody twice as smart.
How can you handle 6 stars?
Because we're in training, Owen Benjamin. And Owen Benjamin coming back. He's coming back. He's making a comeback like Jerry Lewis. This is good shit. These stars are the stars of death, Owen Benjamin. You want to take a walk? You all right?
Yeah, get him some water.
Right there.
No, get him some water.
And take your water with you just in case you fucking, you want to dehydrate a little bit. You'll be all right.
Yeah, give him some water.
This happens. This day I had to do 1,000 things, little stupid
Is he leaving?
He abandoned shit. This is the real deal at church, you know. As a matter of fact, give me the bag, Lee. I'm going to eat another one out of respect for this poor kid.
Okay.
What do you think? I'm not eating it alone.
No.
You're my partner in crime.
I figured I was involved in this.
Out of respect for you people, you know I love you with all my heart. I hope you have a...
You know what? I'm gonna also sample the. I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna take Owen's, and I'm gonna make a beat, and I'm gonna try. I mean, it probably not gonna be this video tomorrow, Saturday, but I'm gonna put it in there. Get him some water.
Good week. I'm eating this star on a fucking solo tip just to let you know we ain't fucking around no more. Take it or fucking leave it. I ain't got time for this shit no more. Your attitude should be like my attitude. It's over. We're taking over this bitch. Right or wrong, cocksucker? I really think Owen Benjamin abandoned ship. He is the first guest that has ever abandoned
You just
ship.
called an Uber, you think?
I don't know. I think he's out there. I could see it. There was one point where I could see his eye just go,
Thank God he said no on the second one.
yeah, he would have been dead. I want to thank Owen Benjamin. These stars are fucking brutal.
See, right there, it said I could die, you guy. I wasn't kidding. He said I could die. Yeah, I mean, panic attack, anxiety attack. It feels like death. It really, genuinely feels like death is knocking on the door. Would you die? Yeah, you got to have a lot of other medical problems wrong with you to die from weed or any of it. The edibles, none of it. You have to have. It's like all the like the new thing is well, I know they're looking into getting Benadryl off the market, but like just pick any drug and it's like people are dying because of NyQuil. Yeah, well, you know what? They're drinking it by the half a gallon mixed with liquid codeine. So it's like, oh, people are dying. Oh, but NyQuil was there. But so now everybody, you know, it's similar to that. You have to have a lot of problems to die from weed being a contributing factor. If you already have super high blood pressure or congestive heart failure, whatever, problems, whatever, you know, yeah, maybe you could, your panic attack or anxiety attack could trigger something. But death? Come on, buddy. Come on. Again, this was air date July the 13th of 2016. About 6 months later, Owen Benjamin ran to New York, upstate New York, sold everything in LA or Marina Del Rey. Listen, I have zero mercy. I have no mercy. None. I know what that's like, though. I do know what that's like, but I have no mercy because I actually have a question. Where's Bertaria campground, Owen? Where's the campground? In either state, Missouri or Idaho, where is Beartaria campground? 6 years now, still no campground. It's accessible to the people who have invested into it. What did you do with the Bears' money? What did you do with the Bears' money? You know, I said before, the thing, and another reason I really have no mercy, the thing that is right in front of everybody, if you think about it, it really is a situation of why do you believe you have the right to do what you've done to people? Because you thought you wouldn't have to, you wouldn't get caught, you wouldn't have to answer for what you've done? I mean, you're just so used to getting massive amount of money for a little bit of work, like playing dress up. And again, Owen, you were gifted. You had an elevated position. You could have helped so many people. But a lot of your information, if everybody looks back, it came from a very dark and angry place. Owen Benjamin is not a nice person. He's not a good person, in my opinion. And what we've witnessed 2 times now, is a person's charade, their persona, their character vanish. Just like the anger that comes out of him when a feather from a duck's ass falls right on him. We just saw it. And this woman or whatever could have been a supporter, could have given him tens of thousands of dollars. The kids could have been listening. Just like he ranted on some other guy's daughter a few weeks ago. He's at the end. That is really him. He will never be able to truly hide who he is. And it really is amazing to me that he's been able to fool so many people. Owen has done nothing but downplayed, lied. I mean, again, in my opinion, and everything I've investigated, everything I've put publicly on the table, manipulation, being dissuaded, people that are, saying, oh, well, they want their money back, and him using that as a whipping post to make examples of them and call them out in front of the cult and say, this is what, like Jim Jones used to do. Exactly like Jim Jones used to do. I mean, he's gone recently as far as saying, people, they just gave me the money. They don't care. Who cares? Nobody cares. You care. No, I don't care. Nobody cares. They don't want it back. They don't want it back. They don't even want to go camping, you get. They just want to watch me live my best life, you get. The best part is, recently he's been saying this more and more, if they did or do want it back, he welcomes them to sue him in small claims court. His words. If you want your money back, sue him for it. I mean, while at the same time, already in a lawsuit with Adam Camacho, at the same time, just getting out of a lawsuit with Patreon, at the same time, while publicly accusing Curtis Stone of being a PDF. But I'm going to tell you what happened, okay? This is what happened. Owen, in my opinion, started believing his own lies, because anybody can go back 2 years, 3 years, 4 years and watch Owen Benjamin, and it is not who this new character is. This new persona. Mr. Owen Benjamin version 3.3, the wrath of, leave me alone. I'm just a farmer. I'm just a family man, you get? What campground beef company? Just leave me alone. Version 3.3, Owen Benjamin. I really believe he started actually believing his own lies, believing that he truly is this new persona, that the new persona is actually real. And I'm telling you what happened. He must have somehow convinced himself, and it's probably because of maybe he had enough sleep, he had enough money, he had, his $1.6 million estate, all the land, all the fancies, all the lollies, alleged daddies, whatever. I think he truly convinced himself that he is now, in fact, quotations, that guy. He's really this guy. This 3.3, he's really him. I think he believes he's that guy. But you're not. You're not, Owen. You're not. Just another variation of a lost, dark soul who's trying to be normal, who's trying to be human. once again, because I believe you convinced yourself that you're this new persona, because enough time has passed. What are we, a year into version 3.3? And they're rather, just leave me alone. I'm just a farming family man, you get? What campground beef company? I think enough time has went by that you believe that. And you again decided to unlock a door that has been welded shut since what? April, May, June, July the 13th of 2016. You've welded that door shut. And you became alt-right, grow the beard, I'm this and that, and Alex Jones, and blah, 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 Northern Idaho, and the new redoubt, blah, blah, blah. We're going to do it, money, money, land, do. There's that guy. First, it was dicks, I love dicks, yeah, pay the gay way, gay, you're gay, yeah. Okay, there's that, and there's, alt-right, Alex Jones. There's that, then there's, let's see here. Version 3.3, we're now at, this, whatever. The door should have stayed shut, Owen, right? You should have left the door shut because you're not, even this person who's cleaned up, who doesn't cuss, who's just a family man, you get. What campground beef company? What are you talking about? Nobody wants their money back. Anyway, this movie. Yeah, really? Money, indulgence, lies, manipulation, pharmaceuticals, and spiritually dead supporters have helped you. It's not just you that believed you're this guy. You've had a lot of things encouraging you to unlock the door again. Right? Everything's leveling out, right? Must be. You must have felt safe that you can actually face yourself again. But the most critical part of this is the dead soul supporters who have done nothing but reflect back all of your rhetorical programming, all of the words and all of the cult lingo and all of the bullshit that's all over. It's all coming to an end. But for you, every day living in this small managed bubble with your handlers like Coddington who don't allow the truth to even begin to seep in, you have these people regurgitating all your contrived delusions. And you, again, you just start believing that you're righteous for some reason. Right? But Owen, you unlocked the door, sir, okay? You unlocked the secret door, didn't you? Let's take a look at this video. Owen Benjamin requests another dance with the devil. It goes about as well as it did at Uncle Joey's discotheque all those years ago. At least this time, the devil had nothing left to burn. Another near-death experience. But career's unchanged, you get. Here we go. Yeah. Shouldn't have unlocked it, huh, Owen? But you did.
Like being real, just really stressed. And so I'm like, I'm going to go home a little early because me and Amy both took separate cars because all the kids and I was running an errand. And I go home and one of my friends had given me this like herbal relaxant. And apparently there is some THC in it. Okay. But it wasn't like party time for the Big Bear. It was like, I'm going to try and chill out and really just feel like good and not be so wound up. And so I ate it and I was like, that didn't really do much. And so I ate a little more. And guys, I'm telling you, I'm 45 years old. I've had a ton of life experiences. I've never felt like I was definitely going to die. Like my heart was like, it was like a trap beat. It was like, and I was like, holy shit, this is it. And I had these like, it looked like there was this bright light above me. I was like getting really weak in the knees. I like couldn't really walk. I was like, I'm fucking dead. Like I'm about to be a dead person. And all I could think about was, I was like grateful. And I was like,
So I really want you to pay attention to this part. Everything from here on out is going to be critical information. My analysis of this and what everything he's saying, just pay attention. And again, this isn't just about Owen. This is about psychology, and this is about introspective personalities and how you live your life. This really is a life lesson for everybody that can hear my voice right now and understand the King's language. This is a lifelong lesson. This is a psychology lesson. Okay, so pay attention to everything he's saying, because for somebody like Owen, okay, and him reopening this door, it's actually uncontrollable. And I swear to God, I've not listened to all this. I know I listened to the first minute or two up until around this point, but I'm not sure if he talks about weeping and uncontrollable emotions. But if he doesn't say it, I promise you that is part of this recipe, okay? But just listen to what he starts saying.
and all I could think about was, I was like grateful, and I was like praying and stuff. And I was like, thank you for everything. I was looking at my property, and it was night, and there was this moon. And it was just kind of like I was in between. It was like kind of fading. It was trippy as shit. And I've done LSD before. I've done mushrooms before. I've done, what was that other one? I did it once at mescaline once. Nothing compares to an edible. I don't know. I might be allergic to THC, like legitimately allergic. Meth gummy? No, it was nothing like that. It was like
adrenochrome.
I've never done meth, but it just felt like death.
Huh? What would you say there? Let me rewind that. Oh, I thought he said Adderall. Never mind.
But it just felt like death. It felt like, I don't know, like I was about to fucking be gone. Edibles are your worst enemy. Yeah, or, but a lot of good was gained from this.
Edibles are your worst enemy.
I was like, but I just wanted to spend more time with my wife and kids. That's like all I was thinking about. I was like saying, I don't want to go. I have more to do. I have more love to give. I know it sounds gay, but I was saying shit like that. And then my neighbor came by because Amy was then coming home. And I was thinking about like going to the hospital, and I'm like, nah, I'll be dead by the time I get there. I swear to God, I was like thinking of that. And I was like, and then I kept saying, not like this. And then I was like, but it's funny. I always thought that I would die in a funny way. And if I died from a pot edible,
that's pretty funny.
It would be funny, tragic as fuck, but funny. And I just wanted to relax was the irony. I wanted to like just not be in my head. Like I wanted to not like be worried about stuff. But I got that. I was given that. And I kept thinking about John Henry because like literally the week before, someone on Twitter compared me to John Henry, and I'm like, yeah, that guy crushes. And I got to see what John Henry looks like, and I don't want to be John Henry. Being allergic is a real possibility. Yeah, I mean, I've never had reactions like that. I mean, I've taken...
There's nobody on planet Earth that's allergic to weed. I've never, ever heard of that. But go ahead.
Taken 20 milligrams.
See what I mean? Like, this is the echo chamber. This is the people who allow him to continue to believe he's this persona. And they regurgitate and echo and regurgitate and echo all these contrived delusions. And so that, I mean, but again, do that every day for 3 hours a day, except a couple days a week. And then see where your mind's at in a few years. Okay? And I'm dead serious about that.
Grams of Adderall before and been sleepy. Like, I don't... Things like that. I mean, I've taken 20 milligrams of Adderall before and been sleepy. Like I don't have a strong reaction to most things. Literally, it's like alcohol, I mean, I probably get buzzed off like nothing because I don't really ever drink. But there was a time when I could drink 8 drinks and talk to you like nothing. You know, I can drink an incredible amount of caffeine.
You know why, Owen? Because alcohol is entertaining spirits. That's why they call it spirits. You know what I mean? Like, you're entertaining spirits. Weed, on the other hand, and I don't know how much more I'm going to play this. Weed, on the other hand, and I've said this multiple times, weed keeps you honest. Weed keeps you honest. It wasn't weed, Covert Radio. It was an edible with THC. What's the psychoactive ingredient in weed? THC. So let's say that. Cannabis, THC, whatever. Keeps you honest. Okay. I'll let this play for another minute.
And nothing. But weed edibles, and I'm just like, whoo, and I was like, it felt like I faced death. And then I was like, did I do irreparable damage to myself? And so I got a really good night's sleep, no caffeine, nothing. The next day was very lethargic. My heart still felt a little fluttery.
So I'm going to stop it here. You notice he said that there's a couple things he said in this. You know, oh, I was praying to God. Oh, God, not like this. And he said he faced death. Okay, so what actually happened, Owen, is you faced yourself. You faced what's behind the door that you keep sealed. And this is real. You know, like I said, weed keeps you honest. THC, whatever, the psychoactive drug, whatever, specifically you want to call it. That's in edibles and all of it. Whether you smoke it, eat it, doesn't matter. You know, like Joey Diaz say, and again, like after that with Joey, Owen went on just a diatribe daily for days about what a demon Joey is, and I was poisoned, I was drugged, he looked like a big dragon, and this, like, on, and just it's his fault. Well, here's the thing, Owen. Did you ever wonder how somebody minus their own what do they call it? Tolerance, okay. Minus their own tolerance. Did you ever wonder why somebody can do a podcast after eating 3-4 times what you've had, 4 or 5 times what you have? Yeah, tolerance is some of that. But anybody who knows Joey Diaz knows that pretty much no matter what topic, what scenario, he's going to tell you the truth. Owen pretends that he's honest. We're just going to really start comparing, the difference just there. Joey Diaz, love him, hate him, whatever, is honest about who he is, what he is, where he came from. The guy on the screen lives a complete fantasy that he's tried to convince, meld, marry, contrive, rewrite, reprogram into believing it's reality, and it is not. Owen has deep trauma that he has never, ever, ever, ever dealt with. And just like him saying, I was on my property, I was looking around, I was like, oh, this and that, thinking about this and all this stress, and I didn't want to worry. What are you worried about, Owen? What are you worried about? Well, and again, I'll compare you to Joey Diaz. What's Joey Diaz worried about today? Do you think he's worried about, oh, my God, and all this land, this and that, and lawsuits and this and that? I mean, I scam these fucking people, or at least people are saying I scam them, but there's still no campground, and this and that, and this and that, and that. Like, and people's numbers are dropping, people are figuring it out, and nobody believes me anymore. Nobody listens, nobody got my back, and people are coming after. Like, do you think most people who live a really balanced overview of who they actually are, do you believe they're worried about that? What you did is you've unlocked a door. The door that you welded shut. And I believed you thought you were this new persona. And I just want to relax, you guys. I'm going to open the door again. Here's the thing. What happened to Owen is a quintessential, proverbial, spiritual example of David and Goliath. Here's the paramount difference, okay? Remove all of the courage. Remove all of the courage. Take it all out. Because there's no faith in Owen Benjamin. There's no faith in him. There's no resonance above himself and the secrets he keeps. In the Bible, David and Goliath, David's courage to face Goliath was rooted in faith, okay? It was rooted in faith, not military prowess, not weapons, nothing like that. He had faith in God. He had faith he'd be protected. Owen doesn't have that. But specifically for his situation, what he did, with the door he opened, you have to first remove any courage. So now he's wide open. He has no courage to face himself. Now, remove any faith. He has no faith to face himself. To face Goliath. Goliath is himself. Goliath is inside of that door that he welds shut and he buries under pharmacy, whatever. Maybe sobriety or what he considers sobriety. Irregardless, it's buried under a facade, under a lie, under a character, under a persona. It's all buried. Owen could never, ever, ever, ever be honest with you. Ever. Because he can't even be honest with himself. And that's, again, I'll say this for the 1,000th time. That's why we will never have a conversation. Because I will not talk to people who will not acquiesce. Our conversation would be over in literally 3 minutes. Remove the faith. Remove the courage. Open the door. And he faced himself. He faced Goliath. That, and you heard, I just want to live I'm thinking about my family. I have more love to give. I'm sick of the worry. I'm looking at my land. You don't think this all lives deep inside him and he pushes this down and down and down and down? Or at least he doesn't even have the human empathy to conceptualize what he's done to thousands and thousands of people? Just like trying to charge $30,000, $40,000 for a picnic. That I've covered in one of my videos. Owen faced Goliath with no courage and no faith. And in his mind, it almost killed him. In his mind, he was facing death. That's how deep the trauma and the scars and the lies and the darkness and the shadow is hidden inside of him. Owen's monster is the shadow. It is himself. It's his Goliath. And in psychology, this is called the shadow self. This is a very real scenario. And whether he had a psychotic break, an anxiety attack, a panic attack, a combination of all of them, I don't care what it is, weed, the THC, the wax, an edible, all these potent strains, whatever. The more potent the strain, the harder the door gets ripped off the hinges, Owen. The more potent the strain, the harder the door gets ripped off the hinges. and it will absolutely put you in direct communication with your shadow self, with your Goliath. All these parts of you that you've repressed, all these things that you deny, all these things that you won't make right, all these people you've taken advantage of. How you could talk to a woman in Boston like that who has probably given you thousands and thousands of dollars and tens of hundreds, if not thousands of hours of her time. You just burn it down in an instant? Because why? That's who you are. That's who you are. You're an angry person. Your real personality, your real repressed emotion, your real character that you hide. You know, and I've said this before, I'd love to hear these conversations when you were in Washington, when you realized how all these people are going to just pour money into your bank account. I'd love to hear those conversations with Amy, because I guarantee you it is not good, true, or beautiful. It's fancy boy pontificating. When you had a want for nothing at that point. You have no self-awareness, Owen, nothing. So when you get into these heightened emotional states and, you know, decide to rip the door off, I mean, you have no courage and no faith to deal with yourself. That is your real subconscious talking to you. That's who you faced. Your shadow self, your Goliath. And it's all subconscious. But the sad part is, I believe, it's right at your surface anymore, Owen. You're unraveling. You're literally, consciously unraveling. You can't hide it anymore. You can't repress it anymore. Because the harder you try, the harder it comes out when you literally can't control it. And one of the key things in this, and I've always said this, is the way you project. And just look at Curtis Stone, the way he projects. And even Curtis Stone had realized this, and that's when he held the mirror up. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. I prioritize his words. I've paid close attention, and I've always said he's projecting his own individual characteristics, his own fears, his own dislikes, his own criticisms, his own things he hides and represses that are down in the shadow. Look at the way he talked about his dad. And I mean, you know, now you're calling Curtis Stone, like I said, a PDF, and you're going publicly on and on that these young guys that are up there on his farm now, they're going to be banging his new girlfriend. And I mean, what are you talking about? It's projection. Owen mistakenly believed that his new character, that he's playing, this new persona, he believed it's real. It's real. And you prayed to God, Owen? You prayed to God, right? Let me ask you something. What do you need from God now, Owen? What do you need? You want $400? You're going to give him 2 weeks of camping on land that he created? Oh, I'm sorry. Land that you own. I know, God, you created it, but I own it. And give me $400. What do you need from God, Owen? What do you need from God? Boy, if we're at the end, we're watching it. We're all watching it. Because I'm going to tell you something. His shadow, his Goliath, his shadow self tore him up this last time. uncontrollable thoughts, feelings, or, replaying decisions, replaying his actions. Yes, Owen, right? It all comes flooding. Replay conversations, emails, things you said, yes. Over and over, right? You can't control it. You opened the steel door that you keep your true self locked behind. And when you open the door, you can't handle it. Well, guess what, Owen? I have every key to every lock on that door. And I'm never going to stop opening it. I will never stop warning the public about you and warning them and showing them what you've done and what you're capable of doing until you are held accountable for what you have done. I am that shadow voice. I am a Goliath, Owen. And I'm Covert Radio. If you would like to support this type of media, become a Patreon. All of this is moving to Patreon. And I will do shows on YouTube. They're going to be part. And if you want the second half of it, it's going to be on Patreon. And I will offer shorts on YouTube. This is all coming soon. Check the links in the description. Smoosh that like button. And you guys take care. Have a good day.
Oh, life is bigger. It's bigger than you. You are not me. The links that I will go to, the distance in your eyes. Oh, life is bigger. It's bigger than you. You are not me. The links that I will go
I'm not gonna lie, man. Sometimes it does get a little burdensome to cross after Bear that for whatever reason I understand how to rule the world. Like social engineering and psyops and how people are manipulatable and what rulers actually have to go through and how they do it.
I see as clear as day.
Most people don't. You know, you're given that for a reason. You know, the good news is there's got to be a reason I know this stuff. And I think it's because, you know, God granted me this insight. Social engineering is my aptitude doesn't begin to explain it. And meth being nice, I know it might sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but I'm not. This is literally a burdensome gift. Do you know how few people understand how to rule the entire world through spells?
Slurps,